3 of the current review, episode number 37, session number 4. And we are today doing a Youth Month edition, inspiring the next generation. And today we celebrate Youth Month by shining the spotlight on a remarkable young professional making significant strides in the healthcare sector here in the Free State. We have the immense pleasure of sitting down with Dr Zandi Nthane, a urologist at the Universitas Academic Hospital. Dr. Nthane stands as one of the youngest doctors in the province, and she has already made impressive contributions to the field. This exclusive interview will delve into an inspiring journey from a young student to a reputable medical professional. We'll discuss her challenges, her triumphs, and her aspirations. Our goal today is to inspire the youth of South Africa to pursue meaningful careers and make a difference, just as Dr. Nthane is doing. Stay tuned as we delve deep into, what makes, young people tick, and what drives their ambitions and what makes them achieve these remarkable things that they are achieving. Dr. Nthane, good day and welcome to the current review. We hope that you are having a good day so far. Can we start by you telling us a little bit about yourself, where you are from, and just a little bit of your background?
Thank you so much. That was a really nice introduction. Don't know where you guys got all of that. My name is Dr. Zandi Nthane. I am a medical registrar. I'm still in training for urology. So training for urology at the University of the Free State and Universitas Hospital. I am from Bloemfontein originally. I graduated here at Kotsi, so I'm a Kotsi. So I did my undergrad here. I'm a mother of 3, and I'm a wife also. So I'm basically just a registrar specializing in urology, one of the few females.
And what made you to study in that field?
Urology is such an interesting field. I think most people, when they think urology, they think prostate and male. And we live out a lot of the females. There's a lot of female. There's a whole female urogyne. There's also a pediatric urology field that's very large that we do largely here in the Free State also. So there's also a cancer field that a lot of people don't know about. So as long as you know about prostate cancer, you think that's all urology is. Urology is so wide. It's kidney stones, it's males, it's females, it's kids who can't pee. So we delve into all that and we go really in detail and we work patients up and we manage all those conditions that affect your peeing basically and your kidneys also.
So when exactly did you join the healthcare sector?
Okay, so as being a doctor, I've been a doctor since 2014 when I graduated at the University of the Free State, but the urology team, I'm currently doing my second year. So I joined them in August of 2021, I think. Yeah, so because I'm doing my second year now, August 2021, I joined them as a medical officer and I did my medical officer time. And then in February of 2023, then I became a registrar to start my training officially in a training post with the HPCSA. So I'm currently in my training. I'm in my second year of training at the moment. And I've got 3 more years. So it's a 5-year program. So I've got 3 more years left.
After 3 more years, you'll then become what, a urologist?
After 3 years, then I become a urologist. And then you can always choose to go subspecialize in either pediatric urology or as I'm passionate about, I love urogyne. I'm passionate about urogyne and female urination. So that's where I want to go and subspecialize. So that's another 2 years of urogyne. Then you become a urogynecologist. So that's also a urologist.
And this field of medicine, is it something that you've always wanted to do, say in high school, going into university?
Honestly, I think it's funny. I was with my parents yesterday and my mother was reminding me that I've actually always wanted to become a doctor. I think she reminded me, she's like, since I was 10 years old. And I couldn't remember that, but according to her, since I was 9, 10, I've always wanted to be a doctor. So it's kind of hard. I haven't let other people dissuade me either way. And it's something that I've kept to and it's a passion that I've kept to. But obviously, it's not the same for everybody. Just because you're good at science and maths does not mean you should become a doctor, because that will definitely become one of the most frustrating things ever if you're not passionate about it. It's all about people care. It's about caring for people, and that has its pros and its cons also. It's not all glory days. It's not all days where You see sunlight. Some people, you have bad days, as you do with humanity.
And
People
that
are
leads
sick.
to my next question, because we often hear about, challenges facing young professionals in the workplace. What challenges have you encountered in your journey, and how have you overcome some of these challenges?
It's a lot of challenges. I mean, as I said, I'm in a field where it's mainly males. I mean, there are very few females, about 20 in this field. So it's still a very male-oriented field. So just getting in and getting exposed. Sorry, in the country that are specialized, that are female urologists. There are very few, even in the RESH program, there are very few females. So it's a very difficult field to get into. It's a very narrow field to get into, but it's also you really need to be passionate about it, because you really need to want this, and also you need to know that you want this, and just develop the skills, because it's a very sharp learning skill also. That's the thing. But also getting a chance to prove yourself in this field is also very narrow, just not even just for the females, for the males also. So it's that. But so those are some of the challenges. Some of the challenges is that you have to juggle motherhood and being a student and being a wife. So those are all things that go with life. So some people choose to sacrifice one over the other. I unfortunately just went full force and everything. And now, I'm busy doing the big juggle as is, but life wouldn't be life otherwise without challenges. And every time you overcome one, then you're just a bit closer to being a bit more satisfied and knowing that your full potential is being released in that.
Medicine is known for being quite time consuming, especially in studies. And now that you've extended this to even include specialization in urology, that is it sounds like it has taken all your life. Is there a need for external support, like financial support, that perhaps maybe government needs to fund, like students like yourselves, or is it just is NEFSAS just is it sufficient, or what happens, like in terms of money? How do you fund the program itself?
I think in terms of money in the postgrad program, we personally fund it. I think you brought up a good point that we actually do need financial support, because contrary to what people are saying, we really don't earn that much. Remember, as I said, we're wives. We're working, like, life has to move on despite of medicine. You have to have that perfect balance. And in order for you to be balanced, it means other aspects of your life have to move on. Now you have to pay school fees. I have to pay for a house. I have to pay for children's fees also. It's not just myself. So financially, honestly, it would be something that should actually be considered, that to support us financially, just because we are under so much strain and we are in this time-consuming program where we can't look outside for other financial gains at all. And we're dedicated to this, and we're dedicated to people's lives, and we're dedicated to the craft and the technique of getting there. But the journey there itself is hard and it's financially toiling, honestly. You did good point.
And has the Free State government or the national government played any role really in supporting your academic journey so far?
I think in terms of finances, no, not really. It's been all out of pocket. It's been all one team, but I honestly haven't seen, or I haven't been aware of any contribution that they do. I know they are shining a light in a few areas in the subspecialties where there are fewer women. So they have been upfront about that. But in terms of finances and other support, I think there's still a long way that we need to go in terms of supporting doctors, especially as females, because we're mothers. And remember, if your child gets sick, you're the first call, irrespective of whether you're a specialist or not, that you need to go there. So in terms of that also, I think there needs to be a bit more accommodation for that. I know there is a place in the program that accommodates for if you do fall pregnant, that they make an allowance for you to get an extra 6 months. But I think the government and just the Department of Health could just be a bit more supportive in terms of that, because we are toiling and we are striving hard to get to this milestone just to save people. But obviously we do need support for that, because life happens when you're doing this, when you're in school, when you're pursuing this goal. Life does go on and life does happen, and we need support in that aspect.
And Youth Month is about celebrating young achievers and inspiring future generations. What message would you like to send to young people who are considering a career in healthcare or any other field?
I think in any other field, I mean, we're all high achieving. Nobody wants to fail. Everybody thinks that they can reach your milestones, but I think the one thing that we forget is your mental health. It's all great and good achieving something, but make sure that you're happy. Make sure that at the end of the day, when you sit down and you sleep in your bed, you are happy. I think a very wise surgeon once told me that a female surgeon is like a three-legged stool. You need to be a good mother, you need to be a good surgeon, and you need to be a good wife. And if one of those three legs goes missing, then you will fall off balance completely. So you need to divide your attention in career, but also have a life after that and have a purpose beyond your career, because you cannot define yourself by your career. It's just one aspect of your life. You are so much more than your career. So be ambitious, be unstoppable, go for what you want, but at the same time, also know that career is not the be all and end all. You need to balance your life in order to be a balanced person, in order to be a happy professional, in order to excel despite the setbacks besides the failure, because setbacks or failures are part of life. But if you're balanced, you're able to take them way better than you are if you're just focused on that one thing.
And do you think that the healthcare sector in South Africa and maybe in the Free State is still in need of transformation? And what sort of transformation would you say? And how do you see the role of young professionals in that transformation, if there is a need for any transformation?
I think, honestly, that's a very wide question. I mean, we have so many levels that you can really address this at, from the ground level where I'm at to higher levels, about patient care and just addressing that. And I think that's where the transformation needs. I don't think it's necessarily one person. I think one person can make a difference, but most of the time we get burnt out by just the frustration of the system itself and us trying to do good and just not getting where we want. I think it's such a wider question. It's a multi-level, at multiple levels, that it needs to be addressed. I think it can't be addressed by one person. I think the whole government would have to just look at itself and see what we're achieving and see how to better help us achieve this, because we do have a good medical system. We are one of the best in the world, but we just need to support it appropriately so that it keeps being one of the best in the world. Despite the many challenges we face, we do push through and we do deliver patient care at the best as we can, but I think we need support to do the best that we can. So.
And what would you say is your, like, what is your ultimate ambition? You know, what would you say that I have done this and therefore I have achieved everything that I wanted to in the field that I am in right now, as yourself?
I think it changes as you go forward. There are different milestones that you reach. I mean, when we did COVID, our ambition was to get people vaccinated, and I was forefront in that, and that was an achievement for that period when I was involved in COVID. I think here it's for me to learn skills, but I'm sure when I get to the end of the 5 years, it won't be all, it'll be like, okay, I've gotten this, but I need to go further and I need to get more after this. That's why I say, like, it's a forever moving point. That's what I'm saying. We tend to have, as young people, think that if I get to this place, I'll be happy. And that's not how life works. You need to be happy despite you getting that goal, because when you get to that goal, believe it or not, you'll be unhappy because you need to achieve the next thing. So I try not to live my life to be like, I've achieved this, therefore I'll be happy. I try to be like, okay, there's another goal ticked, great, but I'm happy every day and I'm happy with life as is in general. That way, whatever disappointment comes through, then it's not attached to one goal, and it's just about a lifestyle that I've learned to live and a balance that I've learned to have.
And doctors are such very serious people, you know, like you guys are extremely very serious. What do you do? Like, are you able to go out with friends and just have a
life as is? I mean, we go out, we have parties, we have hobbies outside of this. That's what I'm saying. We're so balanced. People only see the one aspect, which is the work aspect, which we have to be serious when you come to us with your health problem. Not every doctor can afford to love, because at that point, it's not, and you may not receive it well if they're laughing with you, and then you think they're not taking your problem seriously. We're very funny people. We are very well-rounded people. We have fun when it's time to have fun. We're serious when it's time to have serious. We have hobbies, and we just balance it out. We really do. It's just you just see that the work aspect.
On wine or whiskey, smoking a cigar or smoking.
We do all that. We do our research into wine. We do wine tours. We do whiskey tours. We are people at the end of the day. So we do have a life after this, and we do understand that there needs to be a great balance in order for us to continue doctoring. Otherwise, then we all burn out and we're all depressed. But the great thing is that we are balanced. We're just very serious at work because it is a serious situation and it is about your health. And at that moment in time, when you come across us, we do have to be serious, but we're very well balanced. We go out, we have fun, we go rock climbing, we got hobbies, we go shooting. Some of us like shooting, so we have shooting tours for that. So we really are balanced.
And before I let you go, what advice would you have for young women who aspire to enter fields that are traditionally male-dominated, such as, as you are saying now, urology?
I think go for it. If you have the drive, if you have the passion, go for it. But my message will always be, don't lose yourself in pursuing a career and end up burnt out just because you were trying to prove a point that you belong in a boys' club. You don't have to prove that you belong in a boys' club. You belong just because you are worthy to belong, and not because you have to prove a point that you belong in a boys' club. And also just check your motivation for why you want to do it. Do you want to do the same because you're passionate about it, or do you want to do the same because you want to prove to the world that you can achieve it? Those are two separate things. The one will burn you out. The other one, you do it because regardless of whether you belong or not, you love this thing. Love what you're doing. Go after it with all your heart. And if you have setbacks, then you always come back because you love it. I love urology. I've always loved urology. I've loved it since I was undergrad. So despite my setbacks, and I've had many setbacks, I've had many failures, I'm able to pursue this because it's genuinely a field I love, and I'm not competing with anybody else but myself. I'm trying to be better than I was yesterday. Not looking left, not looking to the person on the right. I'm trying to be better than me. And that's the ultimate goal, for me to be better than me.
I think there's no better way at living this than just that. Thank you very much, Dr. Zandi Nthane. And we are inspired definitely today, very young, very professional, outgoing, beautiful, and everything balanced, as you say.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, have a good day, man.
Okay, thank you so much.
Goodbye.
Bye.
That is Dr. Zandi Nthane, the young professional urologist or student urologist from the Universitas Academic Hospital in Bloemfontein, and that is our last interview for the day. We are out, and we will see you again.